Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to create an AI investing assistant that can perform financial analysis and question answering on any stock. Financial and qualitative analysis are crucial to understanding any investment, but the research is complicated, it's time consuming, and not everybody has the expertise to do it. This AI investing assistant is going to take in a natural language question from a user about a company. It's going to find the current and relevant data to answer that question. It'll perform analysis, and then it'll generate a natural language answer that's easy to understand and accurate. Let's take a look at a demo. This is the user interface of the investing assistant. I can enter any stock symbol here. I'm going to start with Microsoft, which is symbol MSFT. And what the assistant is doing right now is it's downloading all of the historical financial data from Microsoft. When that's completed, we can see that the chat window is open and I can ask any question. I'm going to start off with a fairly simple question. What was the percentage change in revenue in the most recent fiscal year? So now the assistant is getting the information that it needs to answer that specific question. Here we go. It says revenue for the company in fiscal 2023 was 211 billion. In 2022, 198. This represents a percentage increase of approximately 6.88. And we can check that here with Microsoft's actual financial data. The most recent year was fiscal 2023, and that was correct. 211 billion in that year compared to 198 billion in the year before. Now let's try a question that's a little more complicated. We'll instruct it to evaluate and discuss the trend in operating profit margins over the most recent 3 fiscal years. Again, it's getting all the information it needs to answer the question. And the answer is here. We can see that it's provided operating profit margins over the last 3 full fiscal years. And it's also provided a summary saying the data indicates a slight upward trend in the company's operating profit margins over the last 3 fiscal years. Let's try something even more complicated. Provide an analysis and assessment of financial performance over the most recent 5 fiscal years based on revenue, operating income, EPS growth, margins, profitability, and balance sheet health. The more complex the question is to answer and the more data is required, the longer the investing assistant is going to take to answer the question. This is a fairly complex question to answer, so it's going to take a little bit longer. It's provided its answer here. It starts off by saying that the financial performance of the company over the last 5 fiscal years has shown a consistent growth trend. Then it goes into the specific financials of revenue, operating income, earnings per share, profit margins for each of those years. That's a fair bit of text to get through, but at the end it provides a conclusion. Overall, the company has shown a steady increase in revenue, operating income, and earnings per share over the past 5 years. The gross profit margin, operating margin, net margin have remained relatively stable, indicating consistent profitability. The balance sheet shows a healthy increase in total assets and shareholders' equities, while liabilities have been managed effectively. Next, we're going to try Peloton, which is symbol PTON. And we're going to ask it the same question, which is to provide the analysis and assessment of financial performance over the last 5 years. Going right up to the first sentence in the answer, we can see here financial performance for the company over the last 5 years shows a mixed trend in terms of revenue. The company's experienced an increase in revenue. However, there was a decrease in 2022. Operating income has been negative for the full 5 years. Let's go down to the bottom and see what else it says. Total stockholders' equity was positive until 2023, where it turned negative. In conclusion, while the company has seen some growth in revenue and assets over the past 5 years, its profitability and balance sheet have been deteriorating. So this is information that is very useful when somebody's making a financial assessment on a company and trying to make an investment decision. Over the next couple of videos, I'm going to get into the details of how this investment assistant works. It won't be a surprise to most people that at the core of this system are OpenAI's GPT models. But the GPT models alone don't have nearly the capability of handling this. There are 2 main limitations that we would run into by using GPT alone to try and solve this task. The first is the potential for hallucinations. These are false or misleading outputs that otherwise look very credible. The presence of potential hallucinations makes it very difficult to have a high level of confidence in the answers that GPT provides. The second is that we need up-to-date information for this system to work. GPT can't provide this as its knowledge cutoff date is September 2021, which means it has no knowledge of the world past this point. So how are we going to overcome these limitations? What we're going to do is we're going to use our own data. We're going to start with the user's question. And based on that question, we're going to find the data that we need to provide an accurate answer. Then we're going to feed that question and the data to GPT, which will then be able to produce an answer based on current and accurate data that we provide. This way, we'll be able to make use of GPT's outstanding natural language processing and understanding capabilities while maintaining control of the data that's being used to produce the answers. Over the next several videos, I'm going to provide a detailed walkthrough of exactly how this system works, including a high-level description and a look at the code. What I'm really interested in is how this system can be improved in the future and how it can really augment the investment research process and facilitate better investment decisions. Some of the improvements that I'm going to explore in future videos include prompt engineering and fine-tuning in order to improve the outputs, as well as adding additional sources of data, which might mean conference calls, press releases, third-party research reports, providing it with the ability to answer both non-financial and financial questions, and as well the ability to handle more complex questions and analysis. It's exciting to think about how these huge advancements in AI can be used to augment human abilities in a wide range of domains, including finance and investing. If you're interested in learning about AI for finance and seeing demos of real live applications in the field, then subscribe to this channel.